One thing that I've struggled with so far is within this first bucket around demand validation, the notion of like launching early. It might be different B2B versus B2C. Um, I think Ruben, when you were doing your presentation, you talked about having like a very, very foundational prototype, something that might just be like a Figma you can click through and give people a sense of the product. Um, and that's something that we've struggled with so far in terms of understanding like how early do we launch. So when we've spoken with users so far, it's been like with design schematics and theoretical portfolio models and that sort of thing. How do you feel about you know knowing when yes now we can do some discovery led sales versus we're just in those validation of assumption stages?
So I'll sort of jump in here is the thing that the scariest thing I think that I've experienced, and I experienced this a bit at Getware, was that AI startup is you can really overthink the discovery stuff. You can do way too much of it, and you can start to really get mixed signals that send you in lots of different directions. The thing that I've learned and I've seen is if I'm let's say I'm interviewing you for a problem. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions without showing you anything, and you're going to give me a bunch of answers. The thing that I consistently found was when I showed you a solution, and it could be a PowerPoint slide, it could be a mock-up, it could be a clickable prototype. The quality of information that I got was much higher and totally different from when I was just interviewing you. And so putting something in front of the person and having them react to it with a clear call to action elicits much more intellectual honesty in terms of what they're actually saying. Whereas if you're asking me like theoretically, like, hey, do you want to make more money through your investments? And do you want to, it's like, yeah, fuck, of course. But when push comes to shove, am I going to actually put my credit card down? And so for me, once you get your gut feel, I think you've got to test your concepts with something that people can look at and react to as soon as possible, because again, the information will be totally different. And the other thing to consider is you have to understand what you're trying to test early on. And
Mhm.
so no one's going to renew on your product that doesn't exist, but you're trying to determine if they're willing to take that step, whatever that step is. And so in the B2B space, it's like you're going to sign a contract that assumes that I'm going to give you a product in X number of months. You're going to have it for X number of months. And if you like it, you're going to pay. But you're willing to do that. You don't need a product to do that, right? In your case, it's probably getting someone to, sign up for a list or input a credit card number or like some skin in the game. And in order for them to do that, you have to show them something.